Hi everyone, hi Sabrina. This is a video response to Sabrina's birthday challenge giveaway, and Sabrina is Craftychica87 for those of you who don't know her. And if you don't know her, I suggest you go over to her channel and check her out because she's really awesome. She's very talented and she does a lot of stuff, and she's just a great person. So anyways, Sabrina's challenge was to alter a trinket box and as well to do a matching birthday card that went with the trinket box. So this is the card that I did for Sabrina. In her challenge, she wanted you to use lavender, use lace. She loves stickles and glitters. She wanted you to use some pearls or some pearl trim. Either loose or flat back. She likes pastel. She likes girly. She loves the new fairy line by Prima. Unfortunately, I didn't have that paper, so I did the next best thing, and I found some stuff in my stash, and I'll show you. This is the paper line that I used. It's Firefly by Prima. And it had some really pretty paper in it, some lavenders and some pinks, and I thought it was really very whimsically, and I thought it was pretty girly. So that was the paper stack I used. And this here flower is a Prima flower, and this is the package that it came in. So I used the Prima flower. As well, I used some Wild Orchid Craft Roses, and I used a doily in behind with some other lavender color roses. I stuck a feather in there. The technique I used for this card was I wanted to do the rolled back paper. So I did the rolled back paper, and I did some modeling paste on the bottom and on the top, and it was the brickwork. And inside here, there's a little fairy looking up, and I glittered her wings with stickles, and I added some bling, and I added a little banner that says Fairyland, and I did finish the inside, a quick peek, and there's also a fairy inside there. So that was the card that I made for Sabrina for her birthday. And this is the trinket box. So the trinket box is all done in lavenders, and I didn't quite have the actual color lavender, so what I did was I used some of the paper line from the Prima, and the paper looked like this, and it has some lavenders and some pink. So what I did was I tore a bunch of strips of the paper, and then I put it all over the trinket box. So once I did that, I gessoed the whole thing. I painted the box in like a lavender pearlized color. It was a Martha Stewart paint. And it wasn't quite lavender, it was more of a metallic purple. So I just toned it down with some gesso and made it look a little bit more lavender. On the top of the box, I used a few stencils, and I added some plaster with stencils, and on the top I put Dream It. And then for the handle, I gessoed that as well so it didn't look so metal. On top of the box, I fussy cut out a castle, and I added stickles to where the windows would be. So, and then at the bottom of the castle, if you can see inside the bird cage, I'm sorry for the shine and the glare, but there's a fairy, the same fairy that's on the card. There's a fairy sitting inside the cage, guess like a captured fairy, and the fairy's looking up at the castle. I added a little charm, and it's out of wood, and I added a small rose on it, and I added it with a piece of chain to dangle down with Sabrina's initial on it. And then I added again the same banner, it says Fairyland, And I added a bunch of flowers. The big one in the middle is a Martha Stewart flower, and then the rest of them all the way around are Wild Orchid Crafts and I Am Roses flowers. And then on the very top I added a small Tim Holtz bottle, and I printed off a label that says Fairy Dust. So I added that on, and then if you come around the side, I added the flowers coming all the way down and around, and then I added a piece of chain here, and it's just got a small charm hanging off of it. And then if I turn it around to the back, I continued on with the stenciling, and I did all the brickwork. And then I added a Prima wooden clock. And I added some more flowers and some more stickles on the flowers. And then if we turn it around this way, I also added a Prima bulb. And they were from the Junkyard Findings from Prima. And that's them there. So I added one of them on there. And then I added a key sticking out of the side, almost so that it resembled a wind-up music box. And then on the back, I turn it right around to the back, and then the side, and then back to the front. So I couldn't, I got this box at my dollar store, and I couldn't get the stuff off, so I just decided to leave it on and just gesso it up and make it look kind of shabby chic vintage. On the bottom I added the Tim Holtz legs, and then on the very bottom I also did some more stenciling and some more brickwork. And then if we open it up inside, again I continued on with the fairy theme, and I added a fairy inside, and then I added a butterfly with some more flowers and some more stickles. And then down in the bottom I added some flower lace trim. So that is my trinket box to Sabrina for her birthday challenge. And again, the card that matches, and I tried to keep the theme all in the same. And then I did add some of the Lindy's Stamp Gang in scintillating silver. Anyways, so that is the trinket box and the card for Sabrina. I hope she likes it, and I will be getting that out in the mail to her tomorrow. Thank you everybody for stopping by, and I hope you like your box, Sabrina. Happy birthday.